new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management.
Today's Aging Untold is brought to you by Vitaly Wealth Management.
Today on Aging Untold, it's a critical decision that will help build a roadmap for your later years.
You're not giving up control, you're actually protecting yourself and you're protecting your assets.
We explore the ins and outs of designating a power of attorney for your finances. Plus, it can happen in an instant, but some recognizable clues can help when a loved one experiences sudden disorientation.
Sudden confusion, that's the brain's alarm system.
That's right.
That's an alarm.
We'll tell you what the signs are for this and how you can help someone going through a potentially dangerous episode. Then, inheritance on hold.
We thought, okay, well, once we find the will, this can all be sorted out.
We explain the confusing legal process that follows death to provide solutions to help your family avoid the frustration. Experts with advice and solutions. You're watching Aging Untold with Aging Well Coach Catherine Ambrose, gerontologist Sam Craddock, aging expert Amy O'Rourke, and board-certified physician Dr. Ray Rogers. We're all getting older. It's about time we talked about it.
Welcome to Aging Untold. While most older Americans rank independence as a top priority, many never complete the necessary paperwork that can help maintain it. A study by Merrill Lynch and AgeWave found that only 33% of people aged 55 or older have designated a durable power of attorney, which ensures their wishes are followed should they become incapacitated. And Sam, we should note this is not just for seniors.
Absolutely. Everybody 18 years and older should have their affairs in order. You never know when the accident's going to happen. We don't call them on purposes. We call them accidents. So they're not planned for. And, you know, the younger generation, they believe that they're invincible. We all did. We never see an end in sight. And so they're not planning. And then our older generation, they think they're giving up control. And the reality is, when the crisis happens, you're not giving up control. You're actually protecting yourself, and you're protecting your assets, and you're protecting your family members from all of the pain and suffering they're going to go through. And you're not coming home to your electric shut off, your house being repossessed because nobody paid the bills. So there's a lot of reasons to do it. You just have to plan on who you're going to choose. Who are you going to have hold your wallet? Is it going to be the loudest kid or the most responsible kid?
I think it's one of the most misunderstood legal tools. And I think most people, like myself, we really don't understand the definitions. There's so many different ones, and everybody has their own idea of what it means. But I think we owe it to them to give them a great definition of what this really means.
Well, durable power of attorney, keyword being durable, it takes effect in some states right when you sign it. So if you signed it right away and your state, it becomes activated right away, keep it locked away. And it becomes active when someone deems you or you deem yourself unable to make your decisions. What I like people to think about is who you're going to designate and then who the successor is going to be. If you have a couple and they have each other, do they have a secondary? And then does it read either or, like Susie or Dorothy, or Susie and Dorothy? Is there a successor? And then the biggest surprise to me early on in my career was the person that's being designated doesn't sign the document.
That's right.
The older adult signs it. So I had a nephew in Washington, and he called me and he said, I guess I'm the durable power of attorney for my uncle. I didn't know it. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. So the other key piece of information is make sure who you're designating knows that they are the designee.
Yeah. So you've got to choose wisely, and you've got to make sure that they're willing, that they're qualified, and that they're able to stand up to other people in the family or other people that might be involved. They've got to be strong.
Yeah, because it's not ownership. I think they're being it's responsibility. And they have to look out for that person, and that gives the protection, prevents abuse, and look out for them more than they're looking out for themselves.
And that, you know, having an attorney in the background to help support that person as well. You've got to make sure that there are people that can be there to support you and your family.
So would you recommend reevaluating?
Every
so many years?
Always regularly reevaluating, and then also take into consideration who you're picking to be your power of attorney. How old are they? How many people have we had? Oh, my brother's my power of attorney. Well, he's 89.
Right, right.
And so you do need to reevaluate, because you've got to stay on top of how are they doing? How are they doing medically? Are they going through a divorce and they might be more tempted to use your money? Like, there's a lot of other things to think about, but staying on top of it is really advisable.
Or did you get a divorce and you forgot to update your paperwork, and your ex is the one that's in charge of everything? Holy cannolis, you know, and what's that?
Yeah.
So, but I've seen it. I have truly seen it. The other thing is capacity. Capacity means the world. And so many people think that they can just wait. They prolong, they put it off, they put it off. And if you reach that point where you don't have the capacity to sign, then somebody's going to take it over.
That's right.
For you. And so
Legally.
the difference between conservatorship and you having a choice is you doing your paperwork on time and making sure you do it on time.
That's right. The other thing I like to think about is when you go to the bank and you have your durable power of attorney and you think, oh, this is all I need. Go early to every financial institution that person has, submit the power of attorney, because inevitably the financial institutions have a separate form that they want you to fill out in addition to your durable power of attorney.
Sure,
so
they do.
Take proactive measures to make sure that you're registered on all the accounts that your person has.
So I think probably if probably the healthiest families probably address this early, so that all the expectations are clear.
You know, there's a huge percentage of healthy families that don't. And the other misnomer is that the POA is there. It is gone when you pass away. So as soon as that person passes away, that POA is no longer valid. It has no credence at all. And that's when you have to have your executor. And so that early planning for your finances, for your death, and for your medical side are crucial.
We're trying to make the point this isn't about you dying, that we think you're old and you're going to die. And this isn't about facing your mortality. This is just about having your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
And so things go your way, and you will save money and trauma by taking care of these things in advance.
And you're protecting your loved ones to boot, because at 20, 25, 30, you've got your child, whatever age you become a parent. If you're not putting your ducks in a row, who's taking care of them financially when something happens?
Yeah. All right. Gather up those little duckies and get them lined up.
There you go.
We'll be right back.
Still ahead, how not having an end-of-life plan can lead to a drawn-out, costly court procedure, making it harder for loved ones to grieve. And when we come back, knowing what signs to look for when a loved one suddenly becomes disoriented or confused.
If they were fine yesterday and they're confused or disoriented today, that's not normal.
Not knowing who you are or where you are for moments at a time or longer can be unsettling. Though it's more common in seniors, disorientation can affect anyone. A number of things can contribute to it, including dehydration, reaction to medication, and infection. So how do we know if a loved one is experiencing this, Dr. Ray? What should we be looking for?
If they were fine yesterday and they're confused or disoriented today, that's not normal. That's not normal aging. That's not dementia, those things tend to be more gradual. So when it's sudden like that, that's a red flag for you. And the most common cause is delirium. That's a sudden change in the brain and makes people more disoriented and confused. And when that happens, I would tell people you want to look for red flags. I use a mnemonic, so I look for pain, I look for infection or injury, I look for nutrition, dehydration, even constipation or incontinence. Hypoxia, meaning lack of oxygen, medications can do it. And also look at the person's environment.
Well, and it can be devastating. I had a call from a daughter, and they admitted her mother to the psychiatric unit. And you know what happened? She had a UTI.
Of course.
She was hallucinating, seeing things that weren't there, and she was in the psych ward. So it's really amazing to me. She continued to have chronic urinary tract infections. She was in her 90s, and so she ended up going on a low-grade antibiotic just to keep it at bay. But it can be really serious adverse circumstances if you.
So when you're older like that, small brain reactions, incidents, calls can be really, really big because their brain is so sensitive.
You have to remember any sudden change like that is a medical emergency until proven otherwise. So you can't discount the fact that you could have a stroke or a TIA. There could be that infection that you just talked about, or the dehydration. Even your electrolyte imbalances, if your sodium levels are like in the tank, then your brain's not working right.
So I think people have to remember sudden confusion, that's the brain's alarm system.
That's right.
That's an alarm.
And I'm just thinking, what if people are isolated and they don't have people around them that are catching on to this?
Well, even when they do, unfortunately, a lot of people just discount it and say, well, this is just old age.
Yeah.
Old age doesn't change like that.
Right.
You know, it's not a quick slope. And so many people want to discount everything based on somebody's age instead of really digging into and finding out what is the why, what's causing this, and what can we do to solve it. You have to watch for these things. Get the right test, get the CBC, get the blood counts done, find out if it's an infection. If you think it was a TIA or a stroke, then follow protocol.
All right. We'll be back with more Aging Untold.
Still ahead, a match made on ice.
We just love being together. You know, when we're walking, we hold hands. Whatever we do, we get to do it together.
We introduce you to the sweethearts skating together for 6 decades. But first, probate court complexities. We examine why dying without a will could leave your heirs with even more grief, and show you solutions to ease the burden of settling your estate.
Welcome back. An AARP survey found that a majority, and we're talking 83% of older adults, say they understand end-of-life transition is an important part of life, but nearly 7 in 10 say the topic is generally avoided. Many have no end-of-life plan, and without one, your family may be forced to go through a cumbersome court process called probate after your death. Here's Chris Nakamoto in Louisiana with more.
As Joe Miller gazes at old pictures of his father Terry, he reflects on moments that mattered as a kid growing up. These snapshots in time are now his most cherished memories.
I feel like that character shaped who we are.
On June 26, 2021, Terry Miller died of complications from a urinary tract infection at the age of 73.
We thought, okay, well, once we find the will, this can all be sorted out.
But despite having that will, everything his dad owned was off limits, as it took a long time to validate that document. 4 long years later, Miller's sadness over his dad's death swiftly spiraled into madness. Grief put on the back burner as his siblings continue to navigate a complex court process called probate. The family still can't access everything he owned. For example, Terry's home in Lebanon, Missouri, still tangled up in court proceedings.
We need to grieve properly, and we cannot grieve properly if these things are not worked out.
Laura Poche is an estate planning attorney in Louisiana.
When somebody dies, this is the way I explain it to my clients, it's almost as if an imaginary camera takes a picture of any property titled in the name of that person's name at the moment of death.
Unless you already have an estate plan, which includes a trust, our national investigative team found probate is required in all states in America upon death. In Louisiana, that same process is called a succession.
So if you own real estate, mineral interests, timeshares, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, CDs, U.S. savings bonds, checking and savings accounts, titled vehicles, LLCs, corporations, partnerships, all of these types of assets, these are what we call probate assets.
Poche says even if you have a will, those assets can't be released until probate is complete. That's because in recent years, scams have become prevalent. Our national investigative team reached out to leading probate lawyers in all 50 states and scoured all state probate regulations. In about half of the states, we found probate can take about 6 months to a year on the short end. The other half could take 9 months to 2 years or longer.
Because the last thing your family needs to be doing is going through this crazy legal process instead of grieving your loss and grieving your death.
Both lawyers we talked to say there is a mechanism for Americans to avoid probate. That includes starting an estate plan now and setting up a revocable living trust. While some lawyers say that's not necessary for smaller estates, it is a guaranteed way for Americans to avoid the probate process.
Well, the first thing that hit me was that he was only 73 and that the kids have been dealing with this for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And so having an estate plan is so important. And sometimes people look for the shortcuts, and I understand why they do, the affordability factor, but an estate planning attorney can save your family lots of money and lots of time. And if you want privacy, you want a trust, or you want other options other than going through probate.
Yeah, he had a will. Most people think that a will is going to do it.
True.
And you know, it didn't.
I always thought that the trust was the way to go, and you really do need to talk to someone, because they say in certain situations the will is fine. You know, not everyone needs a trust. So they can help guide you based off what your circumstances are on what is appropriate for you. But if you get someone with the credentials involved, you'll at least do either right.
Right. Should we be trying to avoid probate, or do you think it would be okay to ask questions and just make sure you're working with someone very knowledgeable that's licensed and that it's their specialty? That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, and I think about the family and how much they're having to pay of their own money to get this resolved.
4 years of house taxes. 4 years of homeowners insurance in case something happens.
Right.
4 years of probably having to keep the utilities on or some kind of security to it. And nobody can live in it because its ownership isn't resolved.
They may be able to live in it, but they can't sell it.
So,
they can't sell it.
4 years of delayed grieving.
4 years of delayed grieving
right.
and having to just push that off and off and off.
I think what I would also ask the attorney is, if I'm the beneficiary on their account, does that trump the will in this state? Like, if I'm the beneficiary and I produce a death certificate, can I get those funds to help me manage the mess of having to go to probate?
If you're payable on death, if you're the POD on the accounts.
Right, that's another question that I would ask, if we can avoid it by at least accessing the accounts where we have the beneficiaries.
Next, meet the couple skating side by side for nearly 60 years.
We put on a lot of miles here.
We reveal how their romance on the rink blossomed.
Now we want you to meet a Portland, Oregon couple who's been showing off their flawless footwork since they first stepped on the ice together in 1967. Here's Bonnie Silkman with their story.
We had a sense of oneness on the ice, that two move as one, and as time went along, that's when we got married.
Their beginning starts as teenagers on the ice in some seriously stylish matching outfits.
We skated, and I had never felt such smoothness, such harmony. It was just so beautiful.
Now, 58 years later, with their matching ensemble still intact, of course, Jerry is turning 75 years old, while Tally is nearly 80.
We put on a lot of miles here.
And they're still skating through life side by side on and off the very same rink. In fact, to this day, they lace up and skate here every week, back where it all began.
Tally was already a tremendous skater. She was already a national level competitor, and I was just a pick from the sticks.
The Leonards say they met by chance when a professional skater suggested they compete together based on their similar styles.
She told me that there's a girl in Portland that sure skates like you. I think she saw the same style and passion for skating and said, you need to get together.
Gliding in perfect unison, they went on to make several appearances at the U.S. National Figure Skating Championships, all before tying the knot and opening their own dental practice together. And now it warms their hearts, knowing that people passing by the ice are feeling the love too.
People come up and share with us how they're enjoying it. We just love being together.
What a sweet story. And God bless that matchmaker that brought them together, that noticed that they skated alike.
I want to go to Portland.
Me
I
too.
want.
Me
I
too.
just want to see
the
them.
flights. All of us need to go to Portland. I want to meet them.
I want to meet them.
Oh my!
Field trip.
They are so cute together,
Yes.
and think about just how well that movement and their dexterity and all of that, the my gosh, they're in better health than I've been in years.
Well, just think of how their communication must be.
Oh,
to be that in sync and just how they work through problem. You can just tell because they're so connected.
To grow the way that they did together.
Yeah,
You know,
so
so many people
beautiful.
will grow apart, so it's just so nice to see that.
I love seeing the pictures of them when they were younger, side by side, but I loved watching just how their movements were so fluid now.
Yeah.
And I think about, you know, she's near 80.
Right.
And moving like that, you know, that's just crazy.
It is beautiful to watch. And then when they hugged and kissed at the end,
Yeah.
just so genuine and real.
Exactly.
You know, for that many years, Mary, just to be that positive and loving.
And don't forget, they opened a dental practice together. So are they both dentists at this point too? So not only were they like world skaters, they're also dentists. I mean, talk
Yeah.
about the overachievers.
We must know more.
I gotta know this story.
Hell, we're all getting older, and it's about time we talked about it. That's why we're here with Aging Untold, and we'll see you next time.
On the next Aging Untold, caregivers, the invisible patient.
Everybody says, you know, take a break, find respite, go out to eat, do lunch, go see your girlfriends. And you're like, when? When can I do that?
We'll show you how to spot caregiver strain, protect your health, and get help. You can watch Aging Untold anytime online. Go to aginguntold.com or subscribe to the Aging Untold YouTube channel for more.
Thank you for watching. Today's Aging Untold is brought to you by Vitale Wealth Management.